In this video, we are going to be matching each presidential candidate CV generated from Wikipedia against the PPQI index. Then at the end of the day, we will score them and provide you that opportunity to see how they score and to enable you make a decision on who is more prepared, who is more competent based on their profile and pedigree. It will be the first problem that Nigeria needs to solve is the problem of reduction of dependency on oil or economic diversification. The PPQI scores him 5% in that question, 5% out of 10%. Now the second problem that Nigeria have is reduction of unemployment. The PPQI scores him 8%. The third problem is insufficient infrastructure or infrastructural deficit. So the PPQI scores him 6%. The fifth problem is high inflation, high cost of living. The PPQI scores him 8%. The sixth problem is reduction of poverty. The PPQI scores him 8%. The seventh problem is the problem of public finance management. The PPQI scores him 8%. The next problem is the problem of governance issues, corruption. The PPQI scores him 7%. The ninth problem is the problem of lack of enduring and effective institutions. The PPQI gives him 6% out of 10%. The last problem and the 10th problem is the problem of regional inequities. The PPQI scores him 7%. Now, this score is based on 100% because each of the problem or the question, as the case may be, goes for 10%. And so when we total all the scores for Peter Obi, we arrived at the total score, PPQI total score of 71%. So Peter Obi have 71% preparedness, pedigree to be able to solve the problems of Nigeria. So he's a viable candidate. Now, let's go to the next candidate. Let's see how the next candidate's profile and pedigree also match with the PPQI. So let's start again with Bola Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress. Now, we'll go as we did in the case of Peter Obi, one problem, the pedigree, and then the PPQI CV match of Bola Tinubu. So the first problem is reduction of dependency on oil, economic diversification. The PPQI scores him 2%. The next problem is the problem of reduction of unemployment. PPQI scores him 7%. The next problem is the problem of insufficient infrastructure or infrastructural deficit. So the PPQI scores him 6% as well. The fifth problem is the problem of high inflation, high cost of living. The PPQI gives him 8% out of 10%. The seventh problem is the problem of public finance management. The PPQI scores him 5%. Now the eighth problem is the problem of governance issues or corruption. The PPQI scores him 7% out of 10%. The ninth problem is the problem of lack of enduring and effective institutions. The PPQI scores him 6%. Now, the 10th problem is the problem of regional inequities. The PPQI scores him 7%. So, on the average, the total score, PPQI score for Bola Tinubu is 60%. The next candidate that we are going to quickly look at in this video is the person of Atiku Abubakar, the candidate for the People's Democratic Party. So again, we're going to run through each of those problems. Then we look at the established pedigree required for a president that will be able to solve these problems. Then we match those pedigree with the pedigree or profile of Atiku Abubakar. So let's go with the first one. The problem of reduction of dependency on oil or economic diversification. The PPQI scores him 8%. The second problem is the problem of reduction of unemployment. He has been able to have business interests that is capable of creating over 1,000 jobs. The third problem is the problem of insufficient infrastructure or infrastructural deficit. The PPQI scores him 8%. The fourth problem is the problem of insecurities. PPQI scores him 6%. The problem of high inflation, high cost of living. The PPQI scores him 8%. The sixth problem is the problem of reduction of poverty. The PPQI scores him 7%. The seventh problem is the problem of public finance management. The PPQI scores him 5%. The eighth problem is the problem of governance issues or corruption. The PPQI scores him 7%. The ninth problem is the problem of lack of enduring and effective institutions. The PPQI scores him 7%. The 10th and the final problem is the problem of regional inequities. The PPQI scores him 5%. Now, this is the scoring that we have for each of these candidates. Join us in the next video where we will now show you in comparison how these candidates stand and their readiness in terms of their profile and pedigree to be able to solve the problems of Nigeria. Until then, we'll see you again. Don't forget to share your comments in the comment section.